In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this Loomigurumi Pua designed by @rawstan0429. I'll have her Instagram in the description below so you can go check out her page and maybe give her a follow as well. So, even though this is her design, I did do some things a bit different, like the arms and ears, but that's all I did a bit differently. But anyway, so onto the materials and colors you're going to need for him. So for the materials, of course, you're going to need some type of hook. A rainbow loom or crochet hook will work fine. I'm going to be using my rainbow loom hook. You're going to need a C-clip or stitch marker. You're also going to need 2 pony beads for the eyes. If you don't have pony beads, you can also just use safety eyes, or you could also use wrapped bands. And you're also going to need something to stuff with. I'm going to be using polyfil. If you don't have polyfil, you could use anything soft like cotton balls, napkins, tissues, things like that. But yeah, so those are all the materials. So now onto the colors. So the colors I'm going to be using the Rainbow Loom Pastel Pink, I think. You could use normal pink. I just have more pastel pink than normal pink, so I'm using that. You're also going to need some gray and white for most of his body. And those are the 3 colors you pretty much need. Oh, and 2 black bands for his eyebrows. Forgot about those. Yeah, and that's all the colors you need. So now we can get started on making his ears. So for Pua, we're going to start off by making his ears. I already have one pre-made. So we're going to start off by making a magic ring of 6 stitches in our white color. So cap band by wrapping your band around twice. Ooh. And then you're going to slide a band through like that. Then go back in and slide another band through the cap band, and then just slide that like that. And then you're going to repeat that step 4 more times. This would be 1, 2. Oh. Okay. So now you want to make sure you have 6 stitches by counting the little V's here on the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then grab your C-clip and place that on the band that's on your hook. And now for row 2, we're going to do single crochet increase to get to 9 stitches. And this is just going to be in white still. So it'll be single crochet increase. Go into your second stitch, do single crochet, go back in, do another single crochet, and then that's your increase. And then a single, increase, single, increase, there we go. And then now you want to make sure you have 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now for row 3, we're going to do single crochet, increase to get to 12 stitches. But we're also going to be swapping between our pink and white color. So I have this down here. So it tells you stitch 1 is a single crochet and in pink, 2 single crochet pink, 3 increase in pink, and just so on. So our first stitch is going to be a single crochet in our pink color. Our second stitch is going to be another single crochet in our pink color. And our third stitch is going to be an increase in our pink color. Then our fourth stitch is a single crochet in our white color. Our fifth stitch is another single crochet in our white color. our 6th stitch is an increase in our white color. And our 7th stitch is a single in white. 8th stitch is another single in white. And our 9th stitch is going to be an increase in white. So that's the end of row 3. And now you want to make sure you have your 12 stitches. You also want to make sure you skipped your slip stitches. I forgot to mention to do a slip stitch. Sorry about that. So if you remember to do a slip stitch, you would skip this one and go into the next one, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you would skip this white one right here and go into the next one, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I completely forgot to say to do a slip stitch, but you don't really have to do it. It just makes it look a bit neater. So now for row 4, we're going to do single crochet around in our 12 stitches, and we're going to do 5 pink and 7 white. So you want to switch back to your pink, do a slip stitch, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and skipping this stitch right here, going into this one, that would be 5. And then we're going to do the remaining 7 stitches in white. So switch back to your white, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So that's the end of row 4, and now you can count just to make sure you have 12 stitches. But now we're going to move on to row 5, and we're going to do single crochet around again in our 12 stitches, but this time we're going to do 4 pink and 8 white. So going into your first stitch, you want to switch back to pink. That'd be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then you want to go into your next pink stitch right there, and then that'll be your first white one, like that. And then I'll just do the rest in white. Six, 7, and 8. So that's the end of row 5. And now we can move on to row 6. And for row 6, single crochet around 12 stitches. And we're going to do 4 pink and 8 white again. So start off by switching to your pink and do your 4 pink, 2, 3, 4, and then do 8 white. And on your last white, you're gonna do a slip knot to close off the ear. So when you get to your last stitch, take off your C-clip, and you're going to go into that stitch, and you're going to slide a band through all the loops on your hook, and do your slip knot. And that just closes up the ear right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to like kind of squeeze it closed like this. And then I'm going to go through some stitches here. I'm going to go through a stitch in the pink and a stitch in the white. I'm gonna slide a white band through. I'm gonna do another slip knot, and then again I'm gonna go into a stitch in the pink, a stitch in the white, slide another band through. I'm gonna slide one more here on the very ends of it. Pink, white, slide band through. And this will help us when we're putting it on. It'll help us put it on much easier. Make sure these are nice and tight. Yep. And then there's your ear. So now you're gonna go ahead and pause the video and make your other ear, and then come back when you're done and we can move on to the next step. So now we're gonna make his arms and legs. And his arms and legs are just a magic ring of 6 stitches, and all of them are just going to be in gray. So just make your magic ring. Tap. Oh. Slide. Oh no. Gotta redo that. So cat band. Slide a band through. Slide another one. Slide another one through. Gotta slide like 3 more through, I think. 1, 2, 3. Go. And now you should have 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if you're using a holding hook, go ahead and get your holding hook. Found mine. And then place that on your hook there. Just like that. And now you want to go ahead and pause the video and make your remaining 3 magic rings in gray. And then unpause the video and come back so we can move on to the next step. So now we're gonna quickly make his nose. So for his nose, you're gonna wanna wrap your band around your hook once, so it kind of looks like an 8, sort of, and then you're gonna chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're gonna slide, kind of do a slip knot, but not super tight, like that. And then we're gonna go into this first chain right there, and you're gonna slide a band through, and then just do a single crochet all around going into those chains right there. That. Gonna go into this one here. And then right here, when I get to where the cat band is at, I'm going to go into that one as well. I'm going to do 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to do another one. So then now I'm on this side of the chain. And I'm going to finish doing single crochet around. Around the pink. Got to get a bit more. There we go. Like that. And then once I get to the end, I'm going to go into this part right here. That's technically not a stitch, but I'm going to go into that band, that stitch, and I'm going to slide a band through all the bands that are on my loop. I'm going to do a slip knot. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other side of this, and on the other side going into the stitch that's on the other side, and then I'm going to do another slip knot on it, like that. And that's pretty much the little nose area. So yeah. So now we can go ahead and move on to making his body. So now we can start on Pua's body, and for his body, we're going to start off with white, and for row 1 it's going to be a magic ring of 6 stitches in our white color. So you're going to make your cat band by wrapping your band around 2 times. You're going to slide a band through, slide another one through, slide through the bottom 2 loops. Repeat that 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you want to make sure you have 6 stitches by counting the little V shapes here on the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is on your hook. And go ahead and grab your C-clip or stitch marker and place that on the band that's on your hook. And now we can move on to row 2. And row 2 is going to be an increase around equals to 12 stitches. And for this row, we're going to be switching between white and gray. So right here I have this little bar thing where it tells you the stitch number, what color, and then if it's an increase or single crochet, which for this round they're all increases. So for our first stitch, it's going to be in white. It's going to be an increase in white. For stitch 2, it's going to be another increase in white. Stitch 3 is also in white. Stitch 4 is also in white. Stitch 5 is going to be in gray, so we're going to switch to a gray color. Do your slip stitch. Go back into that same one to do another single crochet. That's the end of that increase. And then stitch 6, we're going to switch back to our white color. And now you should have 12 stitches, so you want to count to make sure. Oh, dropped my C-clip. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you want to skip this one right here. 9, 10. Skip this one right here. And 11, 12, and 12 is on your hook. So for row 3, we're going to do a single crochet increase around to get to 18 stitches. Again, in this row, we're also going to be switching between our white and our gray color. And we're also going to be adding in our eyes into stitches 3 and 9. So if you're using beads, you're going to slide one on a white band and one on a gray band. If you're using wrap bands, you would do the same thing. One on a white band and one on a gray band. And if you're using safety eyes, you would just add those in when we're further in with his body. So our first stitch is going to be a single crochet in white. Our second stitch is an increase in white. Our third stitch is going to be in white, and we're also going to be adding in our eye. So you would slide it through like a normal band. Our fourth stitch is an increase in white. Our fifth stitch is a single in white. Our sixth stitch is going to be an increase in white. Our seventh stitch is going to be a single in white. Our eighth stitch is going to be an increase in white. Our ninth stitch is going to be a single crochet in gray, and we're going to be adding an eye in this stitch as well. So slide your band through. And to make it a bit easier for me, I'm not going to do a slip stitch for this stitch, just so that it's a bit easier. And then stitch 10 is going to be an increase in gray. Stitch 11 is a single in white, so we're going back to white. I'm going to do a slip stitch here. And then stitch 12 is going to be an increase in white. So now you should have 18 stitches. And we're gonna count, so it'll be 1, 2, 3. Your fourth stitch is gonna be this really tiny one because of the bead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 is going to be really tiny, again because of the bead. 14, 15, I'm going to skip this one. 16, 17, and 18 is on my hook. And now we can move on to row 4. Row 4 is going to be single crochet, increase around to get to 24 stitches. And again, switching between white and gray. Yeah, so our first stitch is a single in white. Second stitch is another single in white. Our third stitch is going to be an increase in white. Oh. Our fourth stitch is going to be a single in white, and it's going to be this really tiny stitch there. So that'll be your fourth stitch. Our fifth is a single, again in white. Our sixth stitch is going to be an increase in white. Our seventh stitch is going to be a single in white. Our eighth stitch is another single in white. Our ninth stitch is an increase in white. Our 10th stitch is going to be a single crochet in white. Our 11th stitch is going to be a single in gray. So you want to switch to your gray color here. Our 12th stitch is going to be an increase in gray. Our 13th stitch is going to be this really tiny one, also in gray. And our 14th stitch is also going to be a gray, which is a single crochet. Our 15th stitch is an increase, and we're switching back to white. So after doing your slip stitch, go back into that same stitch, do another single crochet. And then our 16th stitch is going to be a single. Make sure you skip your slip stitch right here. So this one is going to be a single in white. 17 is another single in white. And 18 is going to be an increase in white. Oh, looks like my C-clip fell. You want to make sure you have 18 stitches, so 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, skipping this one right here. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, skipping this one. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 is on my hook. And now for row 15, we're going to do a single crochet around in our 24 stitches. And we're going to be switching between our white and our gray. So we're going to do 15 white, 4 gray, and then 5 white. So we're going to start off by doing 15 white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like I skipped a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, I did. I skipped 2 numbers. So this one right here, your last stitch of white, that's going to be your 15 white. And then we're going to switch to gray for 4. So, color switch. Or slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then our last 5 bands are going to be in white. I accidentally did one less. So, it's a color stitch. So there's 1. Oop, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I made a mistake there. It's actually 6 white at the end. Oops, gotta fix that. I'll fix that later. Okay. So that was the end of row 5. You can quickly count again to make sure you still have 24 stitches. And now we can move on to rows 6 through 7. They're gonna be single crochet around and are 24 stitches, and they're just gonna be in white. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one row with you guys, and then you're gonna pause the video and do the other row, and then you'll unpause when you're done. So I'll quickly do this one row with you. You want to make sure you're skipping your slip stitches, like this one right here. Skip this one and go into this one. You also want to skip this slip stitch right here. Okay. So that's the end of row 6. And now what you're going to do is you're going to pause the video and you're going to do one more row of single crochet around in white, and then you'll just unpause when you're done. So go ahead and do that and then come back when you're done. So for row 8, we're going to do single crochet around in our 24 stitches, and we're going to do 3 white, 2 gray, and 19 white. So do your first 3 white. So 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to switch to your gray for 2 stitches. So slip stitch, 2, there. You're going to switch back to your white for the remaining 19 stitches, or up until you get to your C-clip or stitch marker. So that's pretty much the end of row 8, and now we can move on to row 9. So for row 8, for row 9, we're going to do single crochet around in our 24 stitches, and we're going to do 2 white, 3 gray, and 19 white. So start off with your white, so 1, 2, and then we're going to switch back to our gray, slip stitch, 1, skipping this slip stitch right here, 2, and 3, and then you want to skip this slip stitch and switch back to your white for the remaining 19 stitches, or up until you get to your C-clip or stitch marker. Okay, so that's the end of row 9, and now what we're gonna do is, before doing row 10, we're gonna add his ears and his little nose piece. So I'm gonna take my C-clip off of my band that's on my hook, and I'm gonna go into the next stitch into it, and I'm gonna tie a slip knot like that. So then when I'm done, yeah. And then the reason I'm doing that is so that while I'm adding all the face details, the C-clip just doesn't fall off and messes up my little pua here. Yeah. So, I'm gonna move these out of the way real quick. Okay, so you're gonna need your ears. You're gonna need your ears, your nose piece, and you're gonna need about 4 black. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. This is what you're gonna need so we can add his little face details on. Move those out of the way for now. So we're gonna start off by, I'm gonna start off by pushing his eyes in, so then they're all over the place. Like that. Push. There we go. Now I'm gonna start off by doing his eyebrows. So for his eyebrows, you need 2 bands each, and you're gonna slide your band through one another like that, a chain kind of, and then slip knot them together. That, and that's pretty much your eyebrow. That's all it is to it. Do the other band. Go. Okay. Okay. So for his eyebrows, so the way I did his eyebrows was I kind of did one a bit higher than the other, so you can kind of see them. I did one a bit higher than the other to kind of make him look like he was a bit confused. That's what I'm gonna do on here. So for this one, so I'm gonna start off on the left side, which is right here with this little gray part. And I'm gonna put it maybe going like 2 stitches up, 1, 2 sort of. I'll go in this one right here. It's kind of in between the white and the gray. Oh, slide a band, slide it through, and then I'm gonna see where I'm gonna pull it through the other stitch, and I'm gonna go through the one next to it here. Oh, that's not the one. This one, like that. Oh, no. There you go. Pull those two through, like that. I'll get something like that. And I'm gonna grab the other one, and I'm gonna put it like a stitch, maybe a bit closer to the eye, to give him that little confused look. You can put your eyebrows however you want. I just want him to look like confused, sort of. And this one. Oh no, now he looks a bit angry, sort of. I'm gonna leave it like that. I like it. So I'm gonna flip them inside out now. And the way I do when it comes to eyebrows is I kind of like slip them through each other. Wrong way. Other way around. I slip them through each other where they're still pretty tight, but not super tight, to where it kind of makes the eyebrows super tiny. That's what I'm gonna do on this one. Oh, wrong way. And I'm kind of making sure the band lands in the center. Yep. Because normally when you tie them, if you tie it a bit too tight, it kind of makes it super tiny. And what I do is I just grab these two, and then I just tie them. As if I was tying two bands normally. Oh, I made a mistake right there. There we go. Then you flip them inside out. Fix it up a bit. Boop. There we go. And there is eyebrows. Okay. So, now the next thing we're going to add, I'm going to quickly fix this band right here. And try and loosen it up a bit. Don't want it super tight. There we go. Okay, so next thing we're gonna add is his little nose piece. So you should have already slip knotted another band onto it when we were making it. And this we're gonna add it right underneath the magic ring, sort of. So that's where I put it, the other one, right? Yeah. I put it right under the magic ring, kind of. It should be in between the eyes and under the magic ring. Sort of. So I'm just gonna go through some stitches, see where I like it, and yeah. Pushing his eyes back in. I think I'll go into this one right here. So just find the stitches where your little nose for him looks best. And then I'm going to make sure they're nicely pulled in, like that. And then these two, what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide them through each other. And I'm just going to go through some stitches inside the head here. I'll go through these two. And I'm just going to grab a white band and do a slip knot. You could also just tie this down as well, but I just found this a bit easier like that. There we go. There's his nose piece. Okay, so now that we have his eyebrows and nose done, we can attach his ears. So for his ears, each ear should have 4 slip knots on them. And that's so we can just slide those bands through, kind of like how we did with the nose here. So now you want to look for where you want to add your ear here. I'm going to add mine about here, sort of, like that. And then I'm just going to slide all these bands through the stitches in the head. I'm just going through the stitches. do the coordinated stitches with the slip knots, making sure it's looking good as I'm doing it. Go through this one. Yeah. Oh, this one fell out. Pull that through. Okay. Slide through this one. And then this one down here. Pull them all through. Need to make sure I like it, which I do. And now what I'm going to do is, since there's 4 bands, I'm just going to tie these 2 together. And then I'm going to tie these 2 together. Oh. Perfect. There we go. And since I like where his ear is at, I'm ready to move on to the other ear. So I'm going to try and find another spot that's pretty even to where I put this one, so then it doesn't look like he has an ear up there and an ear down here, sort of. So I'll put this one maybe right here. Pulling this band through. Okay, I'm going to slide all these bands through. Okay. Oh. Okay. His ear seems a bit too high for me. I'll move it a bit down. Move this one right here. And then I'm just going to move all of these. Okay, so I like this spot a bit better. And again, I'm going to tie these 2 together and then these ones together. Tie these 2 first. And then I'll do these 2. And there's the ears. So that's that, and now we can finish off his body. Oh, you can't see that. I thought that was in frame. Guess not. Okay, well now it is. So for row 10, we're gonna do a single crochet around in 24 stitches, and this row is just gonna be all in white, so no color switching. And we're also going to be adding in our arms, so grab your arms real quick. Got mine on my holding hook. We're going to be adding in our arms to stitches 5 and 10, or if it doesn't look good for you in 5 and 10, wherever it would look good for you. So I'm going to undo this slip knot I had done. There we go. And I'm going to put this band back on my hook with my stitch marker. There we go. And we're gonna just do single crochet around, like I said. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this one I'm gonna add my first arm. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna go into the first stitch of my arm here, slide a bend through the stitch, do my single crochet, and quickly make sure it looks good. Yep. And then that was 5, so this is 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 here. Oh, got stuck on my hook. Right? That's 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, this is 9. Oh, miscounted. And this one's 10. So I'm gonna put my arm in this one. 10. Gonna make sure it looks good. Yep. And then now I'm just gonna finish doing single crochet up until my C clip. Whew, just yawned. Okay, so I'm at the end of my row 10 here. And now for rows 11 through 12, we're going to do just single crochet around in our 24 stitches in white. And yeah, so I'll do row 11 with you, and then you'll pause the video and do row 12 on your own. Yeah. So I'll do this row with you, and then you'll pause the video and do the next row on your own. Okay, so that's the end of my row 11 for me. And now what now you're gonna pause the video and do one more row around in your single crochet 24 stitches in your white, and then unpause when you're done. So go ahead and do that. So I just finished up my row 12, and hopefully you did too. And now we can move on to row 13, which is again single crochet around in our 24 stitches, and we're going to do 14 white, 6 gray, and 4 white. So we're going to start off by doing our 14 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. Oh, I just did 15. Oops, I went off track there. Okay, so that was 15. And then, yeah, I think, yeah, that's 14, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm skipping numbers today. Okay, so now you want to grab your gray, and we're going to do 6 stitches in gray. My bands are all over the place. So switch to your gray, and that kind of counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you should have 4 stitches in white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. I don't know why. Did I do 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I did. Okay, I must have messed up right there. But now you want to switch back to your white for your remaining stitches in white up until your C-clip. Okay, so that's the end of row 13. Now you can move on to row 14, which is again single crochet around in our 24 stitches, and we're going to do 14 white, 6 gray, and 4 white. So we're going to do 14 white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the band rolled up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I'm going to switch back to my gray for 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 4, 5, 5 and 6, and you're gonna switch back to your white for the remaining 4 stitches. You should have remaining 4 stitches, I think, or up until your C-clip, pretty much. Okay, so that's the end of row 14. Now we can move on to row 15. So row 15 is again single crochet around in our 24 stitches, and in this one we're going to be switching between white and gray a lot, and we're also going to be adding in our legs in stitches 2 and 8. So you're going to want to follow along real closely for this row. So we're going to do 8 white, so 1, 2, we're going to add in our leg. Grab that real quick. Oop, does not want to come off my hook. There we go. So this is 2 in white. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to put in our other leg. In white again. And then we're going to switch to gray for 2 stitches. And then we're going to do 4 white. And then we're going to do 6 gray. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're gonna do, my band flew out of there. This is 6, and then we're gonna do the remaining 4 stitches in white. Okay, and that's the end of row 15. And now for row 16, we're going to do single crochet, decrease to get to our 18 stitches. And right here, I was supposed to kind of do what I did for the first 3 rows of the body. I was kind of going to do something like this, since we're doing decreases in these last 3 rows, and for row 16 we're switching between white and gray multiple times. I was supposed to do that, but I kind of didn't do it, so follow along closely to this row as well. So we're going to start off by doing 5 white. So we're going to do a single in white, single, white, a decrease, bottom loop, top loop here. So there's a decrease in white, a hair, a single in white, another single in white, and then that would be our 5 in white. And then we're gonna do, this hair keeps coming back, and then we're gonna do a decrease in gray, so bottom top loop, 1. I'm not gonna do any slip stitches here since they're just decreasing. So that's a decrease, and then a single in gray, single in gray, and then a decrease in gray, and that was a decrease, so that was our 4 gray. Then we're gonna do 2 white, so 2 singles in white. So 1 single, 2 single, white, and then we're gonna do a decrease in gray. A single in gray, another single in gray, and then a decrease in gray. There we go. And then we're gonna do the remaining 3 stitches here would be a single in white, single in white, and then a decrease in white. So that was the end of row 16. Hopefully you understood what I was saying. And now we can move on to row 17. And for row 17, we're just going to do single crochet decrease around to get to 12 stitches. And we're just going to do plain white for this. So no more gray. Okay, gotta get that band. There we go. So we're going to do single, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease. Okay, and then now you should have 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 is on your hook. And before we close him off completely, we're gonna quickly stuff him. So go ahead and grab your stuffing, and then you wanna kind of put some a little at a time. I'm gonna slide this a bit down here. There we go. Balance. Oh. Go. You want to make sure you're putting a good amount of stuffing towards the front of the face, so then it kind of gets its shape here. Oh. Okay. He needs a tad bit more. Oh, it keeps getting stuck on my hook. Okay. Squish. And put a tiny bit more. Okay. not that. That should be enough now. And now we can finish closing him up. So I'm done putting in my stuffing, and hopefully you are too. And now we can move on to row 18. And we're going to do a decrease around to get to 6 stitches in the white, and so we can just finish him off. Move this back. So do your decrease around. So it's decrease, 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 and then my final decrease here. Now this final one I'm going to do a slip knot, so after sliding it through the 2 loops, I'm going to slide my band through my hook band that's on my hook, do slip knot, and I remove my stitch marker, and then I'm going to go ahead and slip knot another band to it. Okay, make it straight. Why not? And then I'm going to go through these 6 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can't seem to go through all 6, no worries. As long as you go through maybe 4 at least. That should do the trick. And then I'm just going to kind of pull it. You don't want to pull it too hard either to where your bands break. There we go. Oh, it got stuck on my hook. Move it around a bit. Okay, so there you go. And then you just want to go ahead and hide the slip knot. I'm going to go through some stitches down here and pull it through. Oop, just the band, not the stuffing. Hate when that happens. Okay, push that back in. Okay, a little bit more stitches. Okay, hide that. Okay, so there we go. Oh, that band went flying. So that's pretty much the end of him, and now we just gotta add his tail, and he'll be complete. So for his tail, you're gonna need 3 gray bands. I need to find one more. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, well, the gray band. So you're going to need 3 gray bands, and I forgot how many white. But for your white, you're going to start off by making a cat band of 3. You're going to grab another band. You're going to slide it through. Make sure you kind of double looped it, sort of. That. And we're pretty much just chaining. You're going to chain about 16, so then it kind of curves. So 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 and 16. There we go, there's 16. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this on his butt, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into one of these stitches here where I had slid a band through earlier here. So I'm going to grab another band and I'm going to slide it through the stitch and through all these bands on my hook. Is that the right band? Yeah, it is. Right? I think I have the wrong band. Okay, so I'm just gonna re-slide the band through. So I took it out and I'm gonna re-slide it again. And there we go. That one went in more smoothly. And then I'm just gonna kind of tie a slip knot. Sort of. There we go. And then I'm just gonna hide this. Going, oh, that's stuffing. Going from the top part of him. Go. And then I'm gonna hide it. And there we go. So then you'll have something that looks a bit like that. And then what I'm quickly gonna do is I'm gonna slide my hook through my little cap band there from where I started. I'm gonna grab my 3 gray bands. I'm gonna slide them through, and then I'm gonna do a slip knot with them. Oh, I just noticed one of these bands is black, not gray. Oh well, I'll fix that in a little bit. I thought it was gray. Guess not. So then this is kind of like the little hair on his tail. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of curl the tail up, sort of. I'm going to curl it up for a bit like a curly fry. And then when I let it go, it curls up a bit. Gives me this little curly effect. Yay. And you can just continue curling this if you want it even more curly. If you want it to be a bit more curly, then you can make a longer tail, curl it up a bit more. You can do whatever you want, really. So there we go. I just want to keep curling mine. Curl. Curl, curl, curl. Whee. What happens if I curl it the other way? Ooh, I like that. Okay, so once you've gotten how you want your little curly tail to look, he's pretty much done. Yay, curly tails. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of this video. Thank you so much for making. And also a very huge thank you. Wow, my voice right there. A very huge thank you to @RossStan or Tan. I think it's Stan @RossStan 0429 for letting me make a tutorial for her design. Thank you so much. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed making him. If you like my type of content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, if you make him, comment down below or tag me on Instagram so I can see. Yeah, so again, I have my Instagram and @RossStans0429 Instagram down below as well, so you can go check it out and give her a follow. And yeah, so again, thanks so much for making, and have a good day or night, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.